Hi everyone! Oh my gosh, the chat is so active this afternoon. I actually got caught up and I was like, oh wait, no, gotta switch. It's Wednesday. I truly love our Wednesday afternoons together. It's just so much fun to get to sit and chat and catch up with all of you, show you some fun things with painting miniatures, and just letting you know what's going on here. Hello to everyone who is popping up and saying hi. I hope I caught you while I could in the typing factor. The problem is if I type now, you're going to hear duk, 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 and that can get a little bit annoying. I just need to shift a window here because part of the chat's getting chopped up. So basically, let me know if you have any issues with the sound. I was about to say the sound of music. With the volume of the music in the background, or if you can't hear me, those are the things that are important. And yes, this is a very important stream because we're painting Evil Orko. No, well, it's the reveal of the winner, the actual winner. I can't believe this has happened. So there was this great collection that I have pulled together because the channel hit the 10K mark. I started the giveaway. A lot of people got involved. There were it was almost 4,000 entries. So I'm going to say this. If anyone's looking to run a giveaway like this, holy moly, was Gleam a huge help. It's an app you can use. You can find it online. Gleam, Gleam. Thumbs up for that because that just made things so much easier for me. It popped up ones that were invalid entries, sort of like bots enter type of situation. And then I just, I went to this nice little tab in the setup and it said, pick your winner. So I picked my winner. So the winner of all those goodies for the 10,000 celebration giveaway is Adam, I hope I say this right, Muddy Man. So Adam, Muddy Man, you have won that fantastic collection. I am so excited to send this out to you. If you're watching right now, make sure you email me at thecraftingmuse.email@gmail.com. I will also be reaching out to you this afternoon. Congratulations again. Really cool and fun stuff coming your way. So yay, big thumbs up to Adam. I'm really, truly excited I got this all ready. So that's actually going to go in the mail tomorrow. The other thing to keep in mind is that there's also the Tabletop Crafters Guild May build competition going on. If you go to my YouTube channel in the videos, you'll see who the finalists were. If there's a finalist you like, then go over to my community tab and vote in the poll. That poll closes at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time tomorrow morning, and then we'll figure out who our winner is from that. So, that all being said, yeah, the chat's going crazy. Congrats, Adam. Seriously, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. I definitely plan on using Gleam again for giveaways in the future. And yes, I'll have more giveaways. I'm thinking about something else down the line. We'll see how it goes. But for now, we have Evil Orko. Is pretty much what we named him the last stream. If you missed the last stream, I showed you the first technique of how I do my undertones and highlights first before putting color on. It's also a great way to get a black and white look to your miniatures if you want to do black and white miniatures using the gradients of black up to grays. Oh, Patricia. Patricia has the sad face in the chat. I know. Trust me, there are some things I'm going to be like a little hard to give up. But I already made a point of packaging that box so super well because I want to make sure it gets there safely. So yeah, we're going to do Orko, and he looks like he's pretty much done, and he could be done at this point. If you're following along, you could leave him as is. You don't have to route washes or anything like that. You can see all these great, wonderful details in the folds of the fabric, which you know how I am. I go nuts over a good fabric fold as well as feathers and scales. Those are my mini painting deals. So what I wanted to do on top of this, so if you wanted to finish here, great, but what I want to do is give him more of an iridescent, creepy, eerie glow. So last week we used all of the Vallejo game color line. This week I'm actually jumping over to my craft paints because I really love my color shift paints that Plaid had sent me. So this guy's going to get the color shift treatment. I'm also going to work on the base. And then I'm going to clean this section up so you can see how you can quickly get rid of, because there's like, some stray paint marks and things. That happens on these. Super easy to clean up. So that's the plan today. Get the iridescence going. The scythe I'm leaving alone, probably. This has its own nice little gleam and color shifting on its own just because of the gold metallic paint that was used. So I don't want to pretty much mar that up and have that go away. So he'll get the iridescence. The ground is just going to be basically a dry brushing round. So I'm gonna do that at the close to the very end. Let's get started on doing the shrouds. So these are these are the paints I'm going to use. And you've seen me use this one before. This one I used on the Umber Hulk miniature from WizKids, which is now the Scarab Hulk, is what we keep calling it. And then this is a new color shift paint they sent me, I want to say about a month ago, 2 months ago. And it's this red color shift. So obviously this is going to be more on the color, this is going to be on the red, this is going to be on the purple. So I'm going to start using the purple. What I may even do after seeing how he comes out, I may take this and put it up that post once I get that cleaned up to give that a little bit of a shimmer, but I'm still debating on that one. Hold on, I need to shake the bottle a little bit. So let me shake this up. All right, so how many in the chat are kind of like, oh, you didn't win? You got really quiet after that announcement. I'm sorry. Oh, God. But, yeah, it's a fun and exciting thing to be able to announce. And hopefully they will enjoy. And we'll think about future giveaways and what to do with that. And I am going to be leaving for the castle. Oh, my gosh, in exactly 10 days. Okay, yeah, so in 10 days, I am out the door, off and running. Making sure I have everything I need. The funny thing is there's literally going to be a suitcase of dragons. I don't know what customs is going to do when they open that one. All right, so kind of like how you saw me doing the dry brushing when I was doing the black and white transition, or the gradients, I'm going to do some dry brushing on this guy. Now, before you saw me pull like this, so I'm going to actually flip him over this way because I don't want these color shifts to blur into each other, because I do find that can sort of muddy the shift itself. So I'm going to pull in this direction, making sure that this point's facing down and this is facing up. And here we go. Just adding a little bit of this. I don't want this to cover completely. I'm focusing more on I love this stuff. On the raised folds of the fabric is where I really want this paint to go. So my hand is very light and very gentle. You don't want to go in there and like, because that's not what you want at all. So let me just fix something really quick. I have a, hold on. There we go. There's a little live button on YouTube that I need to see to make sure that the stream's doing okay, and I covered that up. Whoops. Make a new giveaway with 30 prizes we all. Who's going to pay for that shipping? Honestly, it's the shipping that makes me space out the giveaways, because those I try and save up for, especially with this one because I made it international. I wanted to make sure that people all the way out in Australia could also participate, but the shipping there can be ridiculous. So once I, get the shipping figured out and know how much I have left over, because I literally have a shipping budget for giveaways, I do have the new Muse dice hopefully coming. I really would love it if they've come before the castle, but we'll see what happens. So I might do like a little fun giveaway for that. We'll see. We'll see where it all goes. But now you can see that this is starting to get a really cool, when you move it around, you get the purple to the blue, which I'm loving. It gets a little tight through here, so I'm just being careful with how I'm working my brush. And it's better to layer on a little bit as you go and go back around and add more as you want to. Just so you're not blurring everything out. But let's see here. We had it's catch-up time. You may have noticed I did not put out a schedule for this week because it got crazy for me this weekend. I had a meeting for the castle with all the other staff. Hello, big brother. So had basically it was a conference call with the other staff of D&D in a Castle. It was hammering out things like the schedule, what to expect, things like that. They're checking up to make sure they have the stuff we're going to need on hand. It was about a 2-hour conversation. So that actually got me a little bit sidetracked, and then I realized I had forgotten to make the schedule on Tuesday. So it's kind of like, well, you know what? We'll see. Speaking of schedule, I have decided on how the summer schedule is going to work. I am going to keep doing this. I love doing my live streams with you. So I'm going to do the live stream every Wednesday. I'm going to show you the color shift while I chatter away. I'm going to do the live stream every Wednesday still. What's going to happen is my patrons will also get to vote on a mini that I will paint in the beginning of the month. So I'm actually going to get a few minis pulled together, and I'm going to do a poll with my patrons. Oops, I missed an area right through here. That's why I like to spin this around, because for some reason the camera really helps with the camera shift or the color shift too. But yeah, my patrons will get to vote on the first mini that gets painted each month. So we have the hill, was it the stone giant or the hill giant? I think it was the Keystone Giant that you guys voted on. They will definitely be getting painted up in July, but patrons are also going to get to vote on a mini as well. So doing that, we'll keep going. There might be a week or two where I can't do it at all. When it comes to the crafting tutorials, those are going to be more sporadic simply because the kids are home, and I've actually been invited to do another panel, maybe two, for the Keystone Comic Con down in Philadelphia. So I have a busy summer cropping up because I'm also doing Gen Con in the beginning of August and Keystones at the very end. So for me, I really enjoy doing the streams with you guys. So this is what I want to focus on during the summer. Plus it's easier with me and the kids. It's like one or 2 hours tops type of situation. Whereas the videos, those can take a while. All right, so we have the color shift on here. So for those of us just joining, to get that cool shift that's happening on his purple, I use the Delta Creative, which is a plaid product, the Ceramacoat Flash Metallic Purple. I love this stuff. Now I'm going to shift over to the color shift to the top using the Folk Art color shift, and this is what do they call this one? Raspberry Flesh. So that's what we're doing there. Okay, let's see. We got chat again. I don't know what I just hit. Oh, good grief. The Butter Gamer, hello, and Jonathan Janka, hello. Jonathan, go on to Plaid's website. They do have them for sale on there. I want to say it's plaidpaints.com. I'm terrible with web links. I'll try and make sure to tweet their link and share their link in the description. And then you can hopefully get a hold of those. Lunch break, better get up. Yeah, maybe. Although everyone's coming from different areas. I think we had someone from Vietnam last time, which was awesome. Let's see, this time with a giveaway was fair. Oh yeah, it was entry number 1782 was his number. That was his entry number. So it honestly, Gleam really I think I had it all squared away in under 5 minutes, which was amazing. So now I'm going to move on. Hello, Miniature Misfit, waving back, but hands are full. So I'm going to move on here. Same idea. Just very delicately working over. And I do like to focus on the edges because that helps a lot. Oh, these are so much fun to use. Yeah, this definitely gives them that creepy, eerie creature coming from some other plane about to take your soul. Mwahaha. Yeah, I don't know. Who won? Adam Muttaman won. And I will be reaching out to him. We had the big announcement in the beginning. Oh, Jonathan. Like I said, I do have a shipping budget for giveaways, so I had planned on very super far away people, if they potentially won, that I could still make sure they got it. And I'm not one of those people that's like, well, you've won the giveaway, but if you want to get it, you have to help pay for the shipping. Nope. It was my idea to do the giveaway. It was my idea to have it as international as possible. There were restrictions just because of laws. But again, I would not be saying to anyone, now you have to pay for shipping. Because to me, that's not fair. Not my style. It's really not my style. I consider this as a fun and happy event to do with everyone and sort of my gift to one lucky person. Which is going to be fun to get into. Here we go. So we'll keep going with this. Yeah, I really like how they play around with the light. They also play around with the texture very nicely. I got the handle a little bit. Oops. Hold on. Let me get some water on a brush. I got the handle just a little bit. Get that cleaned up. Remember, if you get a little paint somewhere you don't want it, just quickly wet your brush down, and usually, if you catch it soon enough, yep, it'll pull right off. So, bye-bye! Don't want you there. Oh, my goodness. But I've been working on actually getting outfits pulled together for when I'm DMing. You know, we want this to be a fun event for the people who are attending. We want it to be memorable, so I decided that along with bringing the minis and the terrain and working on the sound background stuff, I am also making sure that I am sort of dressed up to the part of various NPCs in the game, just for fun. I thought that would be a fun thing to do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how people receive it and how they want to play. I just love how babies can be absolutely a team effort and keep you guessing as to what's going to happen, and I love seeing how the players work with the situations they're presented and what they do with it. It's super enjoyable as a DM to have players be a part of it. I have some awesome memories from people playing in the games on Scraticus already, so I'm really looking forward to what gets added to it. Alright, so you can kind of get... Here we go. Especially in the back here. Look at that. Now he's just got this creepy, eerie, iridescent thing going on. Now, of course, the gold's being a little funny on me with the camera, but this is actually a brighter gold through here. It's really sharp looking, so of course I'll do pictures. I always try and get pictures for you guys so you can see better. But you can see how this has transformed it into this creepy, creepy Orko! Evil Orko. Alright, I still need to get other areas. Actually, let me switch to a smaller brush. Yeah, these color shift paints, they aren't fantastic on their own, but I really seriously don't believe they're supposed to be used on their own at all. They're fantastic for topping off and adding on interesting details, is really what I've started focusing on. No, it's a color shift, Brent, who just jumped in. It is this color shift paint from Folk Art. It is their metallic raspberry flesh that I'm using, and it shifts from a red to a gold, which is really a fantastic combination. But as I was saying, these aren't the kind of paints I'd say, oh yeah, just pop it on your mini and go, because it'll be great. The only time I've done it where it worked out well is, why am I blank? Oh, the Reaper Bones 4. I was trying to remember which group it was. The Reaper Bones 4 Kickstarter. They have those, really lime green minis, the spectral minis. Those were great to just bring out some more of their details with this guy, the green flash metallic. I did that on one of the minis and it transformed it completely. That was really the only time I went completely nothing else but the metallic, or not the metallic, the color shift. But I do like having them on hand for this stuff, for the creepy things, for the more magical type critters. I have a unicorn over my shoulder that I'm going to play around as well with the mane and the tail in using these color shifts. I think that would be a fun thing to do. I'm being very careful right now, making sure I'm not getting this into that dark area. We are going to give him Orko eyes, and I looked and it's like that limeish green color. But instead of doing the pupils to make them all cutesy, I'm going to just do like orbs for the eyes instead of making them look exactly like Orko's eyes. I think we'd lose the intimidation factor if we gave him pupils. Hello, Kilmore. And hey, thank you so much for those fantastic cases. I was super surprised to get them in my P.O. box. Thank you so much. Seriously, I got home, I opened up the package. I was thrilled because my external hard drives are kind of just floating around on my desk. And the cords keep getting separated from them, and this has just made it so much easier. Now when I'm traveling with them, I'm not so worried about something happening because they have a really nice cushion to them. So thank you so much. Really, thank you. You are awesome. You are so awesome for doing that. Okay, so I think I got everything for him. Yeah, all right, so everything I want for the shroud. Look at this just... I will wax poetic. Hello, Mac Attack, how are you? And good afternoon as well. Okay, so there we go with this. I'm going to let that dry just a little bit more, because I'm going to need to hold this to do the eyes, which I'm going to do just 2 little spooky orby dots. Yeah, I travel. I'm traveling a lot more than I ever expected, but I'm enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun meeting people face to face. Okay, now, like I said before, these do not do well on their own, and yes, I do want to use this. If I went directly onto this with the black, it's not going to work. Simple as that. It's not going to work at all. Oh, Brent, I always make sure there's backups of everything. Trust me. That's one of the things I'm prepping to do before I leave for the UK is make sure everything I want is backed up on one hard drive and the other comes with. I kind of cycle through. Da, 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 da. Well, thank you, Miniature Misfit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Daylight as its base color, pointing to my eye, as its base color for those eyes. Because then when I go back over with the Flash Metallic Green, it'll show up a lot better. And like I said, we're sort of spoofing Orko. I did look back at the internet stuff, and Orko has the purple scarf up at the neck, but it still screams Orko to me and a lot of other people. So, evil Orko Jr. And I always do this on my brushes when I go to do eyes. If people want to know how to do eyes, I lick my brush first to make sure it's a really fine tip. And then I'll put just a little wee bit of paint on the tip of the brush, like you can barely even see. I did that to myself. God. Went to grab something and my nail nicked my thumb. But it's just a very small amount here. So I'm going to put one. Am I in frame? Not quite. I'm just very carefully stippling that eye in. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Just a tiny bit, and if you find that your brush is kind of wonked on you, which by that I mean it's not quite as fine of a tip as you want, you can always roll it on your thumbnail. So that's one eye. Am I going to use my elf ears in the castle? They're packed. Oh, trust me. Things are packed. And ready to go. And I'm actually giving them sort of a triangular shape. But though they didn't talk pretty someday. Sorry. I'm in such scatterbrain mode. You're getting me in this frantic back and forth. But here we have the Daylight for the eyes, and I'm just doing the eyes. I'm not going to try for nose or mouth or anything. I just think it's, I don't know. Have you ever had that weird dream like you, there's a shadow figure and it looks at you and has glowing eyes? That's kind of the effect. Ooh, that's kind of the effect I'm going for here as I hit the camera. God, there's that Italian coming through with my talking hands. So I'm going to let that Daylight dry just a little bit, and then we're going to put on the Flash Metallic. Hello, Mark Lockwood. A wave back to you. Orko's getting close to being called completed. Just look at this color shift. I'm going to spin them around again while the eyes dry a little bit. I mean, seriously, that's just so much fun. The red comes through better in, like, natural sunlight. I will say that. So I'm going to try and get some beauty shots. All right, so now we're going to put the color shift on the eyes. Going back to the same... What brush did I use? People keep asking me the brushes. Oh, this is the brush that my kiddos got me for Mother's Day. The Grumbacher. I think they got it at Michael's. So this is what I just used for the eyes, for those wondering. When am I going to England? 10 days. In 10 days, I'll be back home, I like to say, because I lived in London for a while and I loved living there. So I'm going to Manchester area. But, you know, castle. Castle. Cannot wait. It's going to be ridiculously fun. The Nerdarchy guys are going, so I'm very much looking forward to hanging out with Ted and Dave and Doug. And Lisa's going to be there as well. She is so much fun. I've had a chance to meet her a couple times at different conventions, but we were both chatting how it's going to be fun just to get to hang out and do this. Because, oh my goodness. D&D in a castle. I mean, seriously, it's going to be nuts. She's going to be doing Ravenloft there, which I'm like, of course we're doing things at the same time. I'm like, I want to spy on you, but I can't. All right, so I'm going back in. And I'm just putting a little bit of that color shift on top. So it's a little bit more intense. You can kind of see it. The camera, again, this is such a small dot of it. I don't think it's going to pick it up entirely. So I will definitely try to get this in photo mode for you. Back in frame. Again, just very gently going in here. All right, there we go. Look at that. 2 creepy eyes. Ooh. Okay, so that takes care of the eyes. let them dry, and I'm going to work on to the base. Base is going to be very easy. It's just going to be a whole bunch of dry brushing, which actually I need to rinse my brushes a little bit better. So, you can see the purple glitter that falls to the bottom. Now, that's a good question, Mac Attack. They were discussing that on the conference call about streaming. Keep in mind, we're in a castle out in the middle of nowhere. So I think they're going to fiddle around possibly with recording. I'm tempted to record my own games, provided my players are okay with it, with my GoPro, but the sound on that isn't quite as quality. So they're considering it for next year. We talked about how they want to possibly stream some of the games for next year so people can check it out. But again, a lot of it boils down to what the players want to do. So I'm not sure if that's ever going to be completely embraced. We'll see. But yeah, they already have things set up for next year. September 6th through the 20th, I want to say. Of course, I'm blanking on the name of the castle. What'd I do? Where is it? It's completely blanking. But it's going to be open to more people next year. Lots more DMs coming in too. They asked if I'd be coming as well. I need to check my calendar, but there's going to be more chances next year for those of you who missed out this year. Okay, so for the base, what I'm going to do is, you can see the texture here is just sort of ground and gravelly, I guess would be the best description. So I'm going to treat this just as brown earth, kind of like, you know, he emerged from the earth, and that way it will fit in with various things. Yeah, exactly. There's Wi-Fi issues. It's a small town. It's a very small town. So I don't think streaming is going to really be possible because of that. Pardon me, I'm getting parched. But we'll see for next year. It's something they're thinking of, essentially. All right, so I'm going to go in just using some craft paints. It already has the black primer on it, so I'm going to go in with Chocolate Bois first and literally just dry brush this over the top, and then I'll show you how to get the paint off the clear base area. So I just have some on my brush, not a crazy amount, and I'm just going to pull it across here. See? And it looks like Hershey's syrup. That's why it cracks me up. No, it's not Manchester Castle. It is Caverswell Castle near Stoke-on-Trent, near Manchester. I say Manchester because most people know where that is. So yeah, Caverswell, which was built in 1290, I believe. And it's permutated between so many different things. It was a convent at one point. It's private residence, so on and so forth. So I'm really excited to check it out. And it has a moat. You better believe I'll be taking pictures. I am absolutely going to be taking pictures. You have far too many castles? How is that a problem? I don't see that as a problem at all. Yeah, Mac Attack. Not everyone wants to be recorded. Not everyone's comfortable with streaming. And I want to be extremely respectful of that. Because it can change how someone plays their game. Because now they're more self-conscious. They may not be as eager to role play out their character as they would have, or take the actions they wanted to. So I really, for me, when people come up to my table, my most important factor is you're comfortable and there's communication and people have fun. I want you laughing and smiling, and I want fists smacking down on the table in hilarious delight. That's really more my approach as a DM. You know, I'll still do combat and stuff like that, which, you know, I want that to be kind of like, what's going on? But yeah, I'm not going to be, hey, guess what? I'm doing this and you have no say in it. Not quite my style. All right. So the chocolate brown is on. I'm just giving this like a little quick minute to dry. Not completely, but just a little bit. And then I'm going to shift over to using Territorial Beige. This is a great beige. It seems to be a bugaboo to find for some people. So if you go onto Amazon, it is there. I did check. Just because a couple people have emailed me about it, that it's not in their local Walmart. Okay, your local Walmart, it won't be there. Oh, Lord. Hello, King John. You just missed my impression of a toddler. Okay, so we should be good for Territorial Beige now after Chocolate Bar. Doing the same thing, I'm basically just getting paint from the plate, blotting it off on my now beautiful, look at that, my beautiful paper towel that's getting all the extra paper. And I'm just going to dry brush this, but my hand is going to be a little bit lighter because I want to bring out details, but I also don't want to obliterate all of the chocolate brown. So you can see the textures popping out more, which is what I wanted. Just get a little bit more of this on the brush. I almost went too light this go around. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the castle. I'm also looking forward to Gen Con. It sounds like there's a lot of people going to Gen Con who I'm looking forward to having a chance to meet and hang out together type of situation. The nice thing about Gen Con is that so far, I don't have any obligations connected to it. So that doesn't mean that I'll be doing a workshop or a panel, because when I do stuff like that, that really cinches in my schedule in terms of when I could just do like a casual meetup, that type of thing. So if you see me wandering Gen Con, please do come and say hello. Tell me who you are by your screen name. I'm not kidding. Oh, Miniature Misfit. That's his. Sign the paper towel and sell it on Etsy as modern art. You know? Although, quite frankly, I'm not going to do stuff on Etsy. I used to have a crochet shop on Etsy. But I stepped away from doing that because I just wasn't liking how, after they opened it up so like people could have factories produce their product, like they could design the product, but the factory would make it. It really just skewed things for me in terms of pricing and stuff. And I got a lot of snotty people saying like, well, I can get this set for so much. I'm like, you know what? This is more stress than I want. So I'll still do private tutoring and stuff, but I'm not doing the selling like I used to on Etsy for my crochet business. So that's with the Territorial Beige on there, and you can see it just really starts bringing out more of those details. And again, I'm going to show you how to get all of this muckety muck off. Will be... Oh no! King John, nothing against you. But this has come up in every single stream, I think, for the past month. So, here's the spiel on the contrast paints. I get so many paints already as it is. I don't need more paints. However, if they send me the paints, then yes, absolutely, I would take a look at them, see how they work, review them, use them so people can see them in action. I have no intention of buying them personally because I don't need to. I literally had to buy more stuff to store the paints I already have. So I'm not in the market for more. How's that? That's where I stand on the contrast paints. I have nothing against them. Absolutely nothing against them. I just don't have the need. They'd be cool to check out, absolutely, but I'd rather my budget for the channel go to different things like the giveaway budget or like getting more fun little items to give out to people at the conventions or buy more supplies for crafting in terms of like the foam and all that jazz. And let's see. You must come to the crafting room at Gen Con and say hi. I will see if I can. Thank you, big brother. And hello, Ghost Galleon. Good to see you jump in. All right, so now that I have the layering, it's the black primer, chocolate bar, territorial beige, and now I'm going on to light mocha. And now I want a coffee, which I can't have for reasons. You know what? I'm actually going to switch to a different flat brush. Am I? No. I'm going to stay with this one. I'm going to stay with this guy. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. 2099 210. Okay. 209. You kind of resent the GW's paint prices. That is, however, just me. I mean, they're going to have a higher price point for their type of paints. You know, it's just, it's the way it is. Hello, Alan. It's also the reason why I know that can scare off so... I've probably spoken to at least half a dozen... No, not half a dozen. About a dozen people, if not more, how they were reluctant to get into mini painting because they thought they had to get the other paints, so on and so forth, and when they realized how much it was, they got scared off, essentially, which is also why I do what I do here with the craft paints to show you can use craft paints. It's just a matter of using a light hand, making sure they're thinned out if needed, and just learn how the paints work best to your advantage, essentially. So now I'm going back in with the light mocha, and I'm really starting to play off those higher points. So I'm letting my paintbrush just gently glide across the top. I need another sip of water. Why am I so thirsty today? What happened? Oh, I still have the heater on. That would be why. Inadvertent ASMR. Constant white noise. All right, hopefully that's better. Sorry about that constant whirring. I have been so cold. Yes, I had the space heater on. That's why it's getting dry so fast. So you can see how this just pops it up a little bit more. There we go. Trying to show you before its shadow gets in the way. And just a little bit to get back through here. You can see right there I don't have it. Right there I do. And I like to go around and just dance it across and see what it brings out. And there we go. His base is set. So he's just come out of freshly tanned earth. Doo doo doo. Okay, Ghost Galleon. Yeah, like I said, it's a conversation a lot of people do have. So, you know, I will on my channel use various paints just to help people see you can use what you have available. I don't suggest finger paints. They actually have a gel in them, so they last longer and they don't dry out, so it doesn't work out well. It gets tacky and a little mucked up on plastic, so I don't recommend. People have asked, don't use finger paints. No. I'm going to bring my brush away because I didn't need my brush anymore. Now I need to just, where did I put nail polish remover? When you have a clear base like this and you want to get rid of the mucked up paint and whatever that kind of gets on there, it happens. Always save this part to the end when you know you're done. I know I'm done. I'm happy with the base. Not going to bother with a wash. Happy with Orko, evil Orko. What I may do is just on his hands here, I think I might take a sepia wash just to give it more of a really older bone look. But I'm right now going to clean this up. So I need to clean off my brushes first. Do not use your good brushes for this part of the game. You could ruin some of your brushes depending if they have some plastic in them, in the fibers, and then you'll melt them. You don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. I'm going to be in the UK until... It's a little over a week. It's like 9-ish days. 9 days, I believe. That's how long I'll be in there. So we'll see. And where's the brush I want? It's over yonder. Yeah, this is the one I'm going to use. So this is an old brush that's been downgraded to the the terrain craft side. So I'm going to use this to remove the paint. And I'm going to use nail polish that has acetone in it. I just pour a little bit in the cap. But it's 100% acetone, the one that I use. Just do be careful with it. You don't want to get too heavy and have it bleed down. And I'll show you what I mean by you just want to lift the paint off. Have a paper towel handy. And just apply it. And you'll find right away it starts pulling it off. But then you're also going to need to take your brush and wipe it to get that excess paint off. So I'm just going through here. And I don't think, I was debating if I wanted to do the color shift on the base. I think I'm going to do the Mod Podge Ultra Gloss on it because I'll show you what that does. I did it with the beholder and holy wow did I love that end result. And it's a yawn you'd like to go to Gen Con once in your life. Yeah, it's one of those things where it isn't necessarily cheap. If you have the opportunity to go with other people, I do recommend that because that's going to be a huge cost saver. I'm sharing a room with some other wonderful ladies and holy wow, does that help the hotel budget. Yeah, Heidi, I hear it's a very interesting convention. I hear it's very big. Very, very big. Oh, I got a lot right here. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, there's so many good people there that I can't wait to meet. Say hello to. Fingers crossed I have the new Muse die. The last edition, the first edition one, the last bit of those are going with me to the UK. And I have a good feeling I'm not going to be coming back with any. So, you know, Chessex has the order. They're working on it. And oh my God, did they ever do a great job with a mock-up one. I was thrilled when I saw how that looked because it was the new logo and I made sure it's a different set of dice, but it mimics the Nebula print that I have on the background of my YouTube channel. So I'm eager to see how these look. And it's going to become a thing where I'm just going to keep having these dice going, and I'll make sure they're a little bit different each time, so it's kind of a fun Pokemon collector-esque type thing. Catch them if you can. All right, so this is starting to pull off the paint. You may find you have to go back around a few times, which is fine, but just again, lightly go around. And that pulled off a whole big chunk that was happening around the bottom there that I didn't want on the bottom there. Now the top isn't half bad. I think because things were so raised off of it that it was easier to work around. But I'm still doing the same thing just in case there's a couple stray iridescent friends. Alright, so that pulled off all the big flecks of paint. And then I need to get rid of this. So that's a nope. So I'm putting away my nail polish remover. Not needed anymore. I got everything pulled off. I'm going to get a fresh paper towel, which I have right above my head. I keep forgetting to take a picture of my setup after I'm done. When this is about to end, hold on, I need to sip water. When this is about to end, remind me I need to take a picture, please. Yes, dirty go. That's just to clean the stem off from stray brush strokes from doing the other details. I always save that for the very end of the process just to make it a little bit less back and forth. Now I'm just taking some fresh water on a paper towel. Do make sure you wipe this off and clean it just a little bit, because you'll find it helps pull off like the residual bits of, is it even showing it? A little bit. It's not really showing the paper towel picking up those stray flecks of paint. I do have a P.O. box, Mac Attack. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, you could send me a private message and I will give you, I don't announce it to everyone, but I do have a P.O. box if there's something you want to send to me, yes. So just shoot me a message and I will get back to you about that. Or email me at thecraftingmuse.email@gmail.com. That also works. So this is all cleaned off and now I need my Mod Podge Ultra Gloss. I love the gloss. It's a good. Now it does have a spray option. Here it is. This stuff is my favorite. I'm going to take the top off because I literally, I just want to be able to dip my brush in. So the spray option is great. I use it for sealing minis all the time. But right now I just need to brush this on. So I'm going to go to a different brush. I'm going to go to this guy and use that to paint this clear base area. And it just gives it a really neat pop when you get it on there. And again, I really liked how this looked when I did it on the beholder. So I'm going back in there. And this is optional. You don't have to put the glossiness on if you don't want to. That's entirely your call. I just liked how it looked after the fact, all done and on there. You can even do a couple layers if you wanted to. I might just to kind of keep this super glossy looking. But yeah, just paint it around. Very straightforward. Now it has this bluish tinge because the Mod Podge Ultra has a blue tinge when it's wet. But it'll clear itself up essentially. It won't stay blue is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't keep that tint to it. That will change over to nice and clear, which again you'll see when I take a picture of this guy. All right, so that takes care of the stem in terms of the cleanup with the 100% acetone nail polish, and then just putting on a gloss coat if you want. And yeah, I love the eyes. The eyes are just, hello, right there. How are you? And now I'm going to do just the sepia on the hands. Let him dry entirely, and then I will seal him up. I actually am going to hand paint seal him because he's got different areas. So the top portion I will hand paint on this gloss that I just showed you, and the base is going to be the matte finish with the Mod Podge Ultra. So that's how I'm going to finish him up for sealing. I'm not going to do that on the stream because I do want to make sure these paints are nice and dry. Otherwise, especially with the color shifts, you don't want that little bit to go eking away on you. And then it's just not fun. Trust me, it's just not fun. Oh, and definitely rinse your brushes after you've used this as a painting style with the Mod Podge Ultra, because it can glue your glue your bristles together, essentially. Yeah, it's fun that we jumped into this. It's Orko! It makes it so much fun. And it makes it a fun memory for me, because now he's going to be up on my mini display, and I'll look at him like, there's Orko from the stream. I remember talking about this, that, and the other thing. And now I just need my sepia. And I do love my Citadel washes. I am a Citadel wash girl, for sure. And I know people don't like that they tip. This is a Thingiverse fine. I like the star shape. I find that the most stable. So I'm going to use my little Citadel wash holder dude. And I'm going to find my sepia, theoretically. Ah, there it is. So I'm using my Seraphim Sepia Citadel Shade Wash. Wash! And it's just going to go on the hands. Yeah, just on those hands is the plan. So I'm actually going to use one of my more narrow brushes. Just dip right into the pot. I sort of take off a little bit of the excess. I want to make sure the brush is saturated but not so inundated. Here we go. So that I can paint this on carefully and not have it bleed everywhere. But I'm using the sepia because it has more of a aged parchmenty yellow finish to it. What I didn't want to do is go into the Agrax and then it mutes everything down, because I do want to keep the hands more visible. I didn't want them to blend more into the handle, which is why I'm using sepia, not Agrax, for those of you wondering. And flesh tone would make it look more pinkish, and with the red robe, it's really going to get highlighted that way. So that's why I'm not going into the flesh either. I'm just sticking with sepia right now. Carefully painting this on. Yeah, that's giving it more of that aged, bony hands, sort of the desiccated flesh of the Reaper. Check Discord later. Noted. I do have a Discord, by the way. If you want to come and check it out. Jan, you have clearance now to put the link in if you so choose, now that you've been upgraded to moderator. So we do have a Discord. Jan is wonderfully active over there. I try and pop in when I can, especially right now. It's a little bit chaotic. But come and join us there, because there, you know, there's chatting, there's, you know, jumping in and just casual conversations, just fun stuff like that. So if you want to join us there, feel free to. I'd love to get that to grow a little bit more, especially since so many people are abandoning Facebook, it seems. I'm telling you, I go to check Facebook, and between the notifications not working, and then it just seems the feed is repeating the same thing over and over and over again. It's like, you know, ghost town mode. Where are the tumbleweeds? But it seems like Discord's definitely starting to take off with people. So I decided, yep, let's get that going. Okay, so here he is with his sepia hands. He's gotten these color washes, not the color washes, these color shift paints. I'm telling you, my brain is in so many different directions right now. It's a good thing the head is attached. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I'm really liking those eyes. I love the motion they got in the sculpt. Like, you can visibly see the motion of him flying across, which is... Whoever sculpted this, kudos to you. I love the details you've put into him. It's great. But yeah, he's all set outside of... I'm just going to put him on his lovely base, which comes with the miniature. It's just the classic black circle, which I find very helpful. So let me get that guy out. And let me grab my theoretical glue. So this better not be the one that's all dried up. This is the one that's all dried up. Hold on. Alright, this is what happens when your wonderful husband is also a crafter. It's on his side of the crafting area. I'll be right back to get my glue. 1 second. Okay. Ooh. Kick the table. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to use the super glue. I've started using this only for attaching the bases. I've found this gel becomes too brittle when you're trying to do points, joints and arms, and basically assembling the minis. I wouldn't recommend it for minis for assembling. I do recommend it for getting them just onto the base. So that's what I'm using today, for those who want to know. But they're standard, just liquid form. I do like those. Loctite's another good one. Ironically, the brand Super Glue, it's okay. That's my opinion on those. So classic base, see, just the WizKids. Ta-da! So what I'm going to do is flip them over. Put just a little bit in the center. Dance it around a little bit, which is hard to see. There we go. So you can see I've just kind of spread it out a little bit, not completely to the edge. I'm capping my glue right now. And then I'm just going to flip him over, put the base down on the table, and then just carefully position it where you want this to live. And I do a little wiggle. That's why I don't go right to the edges. I do a little wiggle just to help spread it around. Et voila. Oh, I love how he came out. Whoever it was who suggested do something fun color-wise, I'm glad you did, because this was super fun to paint up and create and bring to life. So this is our evil Orko. And I'm saying our because a lot of your contributions in the chat helped shape him and create what I did with him. So he's going to be another fun one to add to my collection. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing this get pulled together. I'll show you the paints that I used again in just a minute. So for the hands, I did the wash with the Citadel Seraphim Sepia, which is a good one. And the color washes used, or the color shift, why am I saying color washes? The color shift paints used today were these guys, all plaid products. So we had the Ceramacoat Flash Metallic in green and purple, and we had the Folk Art color shift in the Raspberry Flesh. And then for the base, it was, yes, I'm going to put these in order, hold on. It was Chocolate Bar, Territorial Beige, and Light Mocha, just dry brushing that base on. And finally, I did make sure that for the eyes, I put this daylight on first so that the green would show up and pop nicely. So that's everything we did. And then, okay, the email is thecraftingmuse altogether .email@gmail.com if you want to contact me, if you have any questions. And the mini next week, I'm going to let my patrons vote on. So I'm going to pull a few minis together, some small ones, so it's, done in a week. However, the live stream is going to be Thursday afternoon instead, because do I do Thursday? Let me see here. Live stream is going to be next week, but I have to shift the date because the kids are getting out of school, so our schedule's getting a little wonky. Tell you what, let's make it Monday afternoon. So I'm going to see you Monday afternoon, same time, same place, smaller mini to work with. And that's the plan for next week. After that, I will be on hiatus for a couple weeks just because I'll be getting back from the castle, needing to reboot from jet lag. And then I'll pick back up doing Wednesday afternoons, doing these lovely mini sessions with you guys because it's ever so much fun. It really is. So that's Orko Jr. Evil Orko Jr. I am going to get glamour shots of him as soon as we're all settled and I get things squared away. So keep an eye out for a post later of the photography factor, because it will bring out a few more details that just don't get picked up by the webcam. All right, you take care, everyone. I am in my frantic go mode. Please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Just catch me on the games. Tomorrow night we're doing some sort of downtime with the Dawnbringers, getting ourselves ready for the next adventure. And yeah, that's it for me today. So you take care, everyone. Be good to each other. Bye.